Elders make sure that community customs and practices that foster harmony, order, and peace are passed on to new generations. Meet Barbara. She took a trip from Cape to Cairo, and those who travel meet themselves wanted to be part of the journey. Our books would be dropped off from Cape to Cairo with different members of the African community. And so our stories would be shared. As an elder, she carried us. Her story would take many turns, including this postcard. And then this postcard traveled to Kilimanjaro and then returned back to Ngabeni. The thing is, what goes into the hearts and minds of African children will determine Africa's future.
Will be created by the coordinators of each country. So I'm so excited for how it's a joint project, even though the vision is carried inside me that each child must carry a book with their story in it. And to connect the children. I mean, we haven't heard of pen pals for so long.
Yes.
And pen pals were always overseas. And so if this was the one path I would leave for children in the midst of COVID, would be almost like the Hansel and Gretel story. The little pebbles that I would leave was this route of connectivity across the continent.
Yeah.
And that's what the stories were for me. And I'm so enjoying reading their stories.
Yeah.
I jump off the bed because I'm reading on the laptop.
Yes.
And then I find myself with tissues. I've been sobbing because the kids could express themselves.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest gifts for me in this is that my son Cameron wrote his story, his road trip from here to PE. Now, he's a child who supposedly has dyslexia. He's a child who would never contribute to writing. And when I shared the vision with him and I said, would one of you like to participate? He said, okay, I will participate.
Beautiful.
And then his story is around the time I was doing Cape to Cairo. While I'm on the road, I'm wondering, where could my children be now? And I read in that story my child's growth. My child navigating life on his own. It was the first Christmas that we spent apart after Dad's death. And so I got his story of what he was doing and what he was learning. And so that was also a gift, because I also wanted mums to have a gift in May because it's Mother's Day. But I didn't expect the gift I would get.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's been beautiful.
Yes.
Michelle.
And also just breaking down those barriers of these things that are associated with who we are in terms of how we are described within society. You are this, therefore these are the challenges and problems you will have. When in fact, once you learn to navigate something differently, you live with it differently. Yeah.
And to accommodate others. Hello home.
COVID has meant that we share our stories online, that our interviews are on Zoom, Skype. And so, whilst Auntie Barbara was sorting out her difficulties, I marveled at the fact that she would be chatting to one of my favorite radio hosts, Nomcebo Mackenzie, a brilliant human being with a great story herself.
This one? No, go right to the top. Here. Right, the round icon. Come and see if there's a round icon. Wait, hang on. Is it? No. There's a round one here.
No, but that's the speaker.
Mute.
Click over there.
Okay.
It's it's next to this what do you call this? No. Okay.
Yeah. It just says turn off video, mute microphone. I don't know how I found shared screen.
No.
Oh, yeah, maybe this one. Stop sharing.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh. We have PhDs in Skype.
At the end of this all, we certainly will have PhDs in Skype.
Just stand by. Nomcebo will be coming in shortly.
Okay, sure.
You don't have to be
Oh, cool. I'm having another interview.
Yeah.
I'm doing another interview.
Yeah.
I'm doing another interview of this interview. Good
Okay,
morning.
cool. Just stand by.
I'm good, Mom. I'm going live now. Yeah, I'm a guest on a show at eThekwini. So I'll be on for the next hour. Thank you for calling. You're giving me good vibes for KZN. Thank you, author Zelda. Bye.
Is that ma'am? Author Zelda, I love that.
She gets a shock
Every time you call her Author Zelda. I can just imagine.
And her book is so apt for the season.
Yeah, I think it's so important for us to actually get our parents' stories in because, whenever you hear about South African stories, it's always of people who are known and who are out there, It's never, the moms who have been out there raising us and who have their own stories, their own challenges that they've faced as well. So I think it is a wonderful time in South Africa because we have this opportunity and people are writing. They're writing and they're telling their stories.
I think for me, what has been so profound about COVID is back to basics.
Yep.
And it confirmed my journey and my needs because the last 2 years I've been grappling, the last 7 years, I've been grappling with a sense of a reality that's not inclusive. And that I can have that reality.
Yeah.
I'm privileged to share in that reality that's not inclusive. But at the expense of my full existence, it means that there's a part of me, because I'm a part of all of this society. I'm a rural girl. I cannot be inclusive, urban. It's not just me. And then, so what does it mean when I go home? I was uncoding today or decoding what Black Lives Matter means for me. And I was listening to the terminology now around brown and black people. And I thought, wow, that's inclusion of us who are the other. Even if we're not having ourselves as the other in the story. But there's room now for us in this whole narrative. And so I get to unpack these Black Lives Matter. I'm the African girl of the continent. And then I come to South Africa and I'm the South African as I land. I'm then the colored person. I'm in that box. And then the spaces of freedom I feel in South Africa of my existence is when I get home. Because at home we all Mkaya. There's no gender. There's no difference in coloring. If I'm bringing a package home for my mother, I bring for something, please give mom so-and-so and make sure mom so-and-so has. My coding is Mkaya-ness. And when I leave that space, I'm another. So I'm glad that Black Lives Matter includes us in the narrative of it. Because we feel it. But we don't want to feel it with shame. I don't want to feel it with guilt. I am Black Lives Matter. And then as a mom of sons, I have to have that dialogue. And we have to have the dialogue around privilege. Because yes, there's privilege around who we are. And how does that privilege serve others? Because privilege is for service. And our reality, me having married someone who was raised in the US and African and Black Lives Matter was his reality. I've lived that life. I've lived that pain. The pockets he shared in the lives we had together, which was a blank experience for me. It was foreign. It's only now as I watch what's going on do I really, really feel the enormity of his pain. And I think that maybe there haven't been enough spaces for their healing. A picture. Someone was
Okay, is that a chicken?
Yeah, someone was trying to take a picture with this chicken laying an egg. by the
Wow.
Bibles, the clock, and the radio. But
Farm living.
farm living. And this is Blackie.
Yeah.
She had a name, and I just realized why I don't eat meat
Yeah.
that was raised on the farm, because I named all of them.
All of them have names.
So they were disqualified. I only ever eat meat from a butchery.
Yeah.
But I only figured it out in COVID. Anyway, COVID's been amazing. And then I find this picture with the radio. This radio was an inheritance from my grandfather.
Wow.
And he's 2 weeks before he passed away, we had a very sacred time. But as a 16-year-old, I don't think it clocked as much as it's clocked now, that the world has stopped and that I've had to look back at life for the last many years. And in this radio triggering the conversation where he was saying that he wouldn't come home this next weekend, he'd come the following weekend frozen. Please prepare something for me to eat. And you're a very clever girl, but there's no way that I could give you the land. Because you're a girl, you will marry, and the property names will change. I didn't know what that meant. Of course, I really know what it means now. And especially now as a widow, I really, really know what land, patriarchy, and female mean. So I got the radios.
You got all the radios?
All the radios.
That's amazing.
And in COVID, I understood what he was saying.
Yeah.
Connect to the world.
Yeah.
Always stay connected to the world.
Yeah.
And your voice matters.
Yeah.
So I really received this in the COVID period as I processed.
Yeah.
I think she's